What's up, everyone? It's time for the Picks and Parlays Power Hour. We're talking two college hoops games and two NBA games that are going down tonight, Tuesday, January the 24th. My name's Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. And before we get rolling along, I got to tell you guys about the nohouseadvantage.com. All right. This is for all the fantasy players out there. Fantasy football might be over, but fantasy baseball is going to get started up. They've developed a dynamic new platform for all of you fantasy players to enjoy. And when you use our promo code P&P, that's PANDP, they're going to match your first deposit up to $50. Okay. So don't miss out. It's a really cool site. You want to check it out. So with me today, I've got two experts, Ross Benjamin and Nick Parsons. Ross Benjamin is who we're starting off with today. How's it going, friend?
Very good, Ellie. 2-0 last night, college basketball rolling along here despite a bad weekend, but still a great overall record, and couldn't complain whatsoever.
You were number one on the site yesterday, 3-0, up $300 for any of our unit betters. So that's excellent work, my friend. So we're going to talk Kansas State at Iowa State here. Iowa State -5. The total's a 134. What do you think is going to go down in this one?
Well, this is a Kansas State team that surprised a lot of people this year, and their 17-2 record is extremely impressive. And but their only two losses, if you want to put a negative spin on that, came in true road games at Butler and at TCU, and both of those margins of losses came by double digits. So again, they are playing a true road game. They're playing against a team that's very good on their home floor. This is an Iowa State team that's lost two of their last three to drop to 14-4, but both of those losses came on the road. And like I alluded to, Iowa State at home 10-0 this year. In their average margin of victory on their home floor, 24.4 points per game. And all of those victories, including the ones over Big 12 conference opponents, which in my estimation is the strongest conference in America from top to bottom today, all of those wins at home by 11 points or greater. As a matter of fact, Ken Pom, who I put a lot of stock in when it comes to analytics in college basketball, they rank Iowa State as having the 16th strongest home court advantage. They also rank the Cyclones as number 6 in terms of experience. And I think here's where the deciding factor in this game will come into play. It's Iowa State's ability to offense and rebound. Kansas State is just number 278 in the country in defensive rebounding, while Iowa State is number 35. The Cyclones account for 34% of their missed shots being offensive rebounds, and they're not exactly a high-pace, high-fast-tempo team. So with those second-chance opportunities and playing at the pace they do, it could wear teams down in the second half of games, and I think that's exactly what will happen here. And again, Iowa State is a battle-tested team. They play the 14th strongest schedule in America as of today. So I'm going with Iowa State here. I'm going to lay the 5 against Kansas State.
It's such a tough one because both of these teams cover like beasts. You know, they're both covering machines, which is great unless they play each other. You know, like I want one or the other to be the covering machine. I really thought that Kansas State kind of blew its load after they played Kansas and beat Kansas by 1. But I mean, they shocked me beating Texas Tech the following week by 10. But I think they've plateaued in a way, and they've just run into it. I don't want to say plateaued like for the season, but when it comes to this game, I think you're right. They've just run into an opponent that means business right now. Iowa State's doing the same thing that Kansas State's trying to do. Huge home court advantage here. So I'm going to roll with you, Ross. Let's take the Iowa State Cyclones -5 points when they play Kansas State tonight. That's how we're going to roll with that one. So let's move into the NBA. But before we do, I want to remind everyone about our promo code. It's PLAYOFF, all right? And that's going to save you 25% over at picksandparlays.net. So make sure you're checking out the site. Remember, Ross Benjamin, numero uno, tied for numero uno yesterday on the site. He's crushing things. So, you know, use that playoff code. It makes a difference. Okay, so talk to me about the Cavs at the Knicks. This one's going down tonight as well. Cavs -3.5. Total on this one is a 221.5. What do you say, Ross?
Yeah, we're going to look at the side, Ellie. Cleveland 20-5 at home this year. Very strong home court. However, A little bit of Jekyll and Hyde in there for the Cavaliers, as they're only 9-14 straight up and 8-13 against the spread on the road. So, needless to say, they're far from the same team in terms of quality on the road than they are at home. They will be facing a Knicks team that's 0-4 straight up in ATS in their last 4. But, it's not like Cleveland's been a world beater. They've gone 7-8 in the last 15 games. And that 0-4 straight up in ATS run by the losing run by the Knicks surely will prompt public betting to side with Cleveland in this matchup. And the Cavs are coming off a 114-102 home win versus Milwaukee in their previous game. And again, the Cavaliers, negative note here. They're 0-4 straight up in their last 4 when coming off a win. And they haven't won back-to-back games since January 4th, which is 1 day short of 3 weeks, Ellie. So I'm going to go with the New York Knicks here. I think the home underdog value, and then besides the fact that you may even catch a better number as time progresses, because I foresee public betting to side with Cleveland here.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And I like picking up a team. Knicks have been on the road for 2 games. They're back at home now where they play well, and Cleveland's not great on the road, as you alluded to. So that's how I'm going to roll as well. Let's take the points with the Knicks. And like Ross said, maybe wait on it till a little bit closer to game time. That number might just pop up to a +4. So, we want all the points we can get when we're taking a dog. That's what we want. All the points we can get. So everyone, don't forget, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use our promo code PLAYOFF. Find Ross Benjamin. Start making some real cash with our Picks and Parlays expert handicappers. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Power Hours on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, Ross. We'll see you next time on the Power Hour.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Ellie.
Cheers. Okay, so up next from the Insiders Room, I've got Nick Parsons in the house. What's going on, Nick?
Yeah, no, not too much, Allie. The worm has turned after a sort of subpar start to 2023. The last week has been great, coming off a 3-1, 75% divisional round in the NFL. So definitely looking forward to the conference championships and hopefully giving a couple winners here.
Yeah, it's like go time. It is go time. I'm glad to know that you had a good week because mine was garbage, just garbage. I've heard from a few other people from the site that it was a bit of a rough week. So Nick Parsons is your way to go, people, because he's hot right now. Okay, so North Carolina is at Syracuse. Got a matchup in the ACC.
Yeah.
Tar Heels -4.5. The total's 150.5. How do you see this one playing out, Nick?
North Carolina, it's played to 4 straight unders. Syracuse has played to 8 straight overs, but I'm going to steer clear of the total on this one, Allie. I'll concentrate on one of the sides. Now, this is the first meeting of the year between these schools. The Tar Heels won last season's meeting by a score of 88-79 in overtime. They lead the all-time series 15-6. North Carolina, it's 5th in the conference. It's won 5 of its last 6 games. Syracuse is 6th. It's won 3 of its last 4 games. Most recently, the Tar Heels, they beat NC State by a score of 80-69. They got a big game out of Armando Backett. He had 23 points and 18 boards, and he leads an offense that averages 79.6 points per game. Interestingly, though, the Tar Heels rank outside the top 100 in their pace with an average of 68.8 possessions per 40 minutes. And so that just means that they're extremely efficient on the offense. They do have 3 players that average in double digits. And defensively, the Tar Heels have definitely taken a step back this year. They're now outside the top 250 teams, allowing 72.3 points per game. And for the Orange, they're coming off an 80-63 win over Georgia Tech. They got a huge game out of Joseph Girard III. He had 28 points. Now, overall, Syracuse is 96th in the nation, averaging 75.6 points per game. Their pace, they rank outside the top 200. They average just 66.9 possessions per 40 minutes. Defensively, they're 202nd in the nation. They allow 70 points per game. Now, this is a really big game here because the winner of this game will be firmly right behind Virginia for 3rd in the conference. But I think that home floor is the difference here in the end. All said and done here. North Carolina, its one weakness has been its play on the road. It's just 1-4 on the road. The Orange, they're 9-3 at home. And if we look at a strong betting trend here, the Tar Heels, they're just 6-1 against the spread in their last 8 versus teams with a winning home record. And so, you know what? I think that the outright's possible here. So you may want to sprinkle a little on the money line. I know that you don't mind doing that at times, Ali. But ultimately, my strongest play is to grab the points with Syracuse.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of a home dog. You know that about me, but especially a home dog when the favorite is not a great team on the road. And that's the situation that we're at right now. So I agree. We're going to go with the Syracuse Orange plus the 4.5 points. I'm digging that a lot, actually. And I will sprinkle the money line. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Before we move into the NBA, let me remind you guys about our promo code PLAYOFF. Head over to picksandparlays.net. Find the Insiders Room. Use the promo code PLAYOFF, and it's going to save you 25% off of whatever you get from the site. So very important. Lots of value out there and over at picksandparlays.net. Okay, so we're going to move into a little battle of LA tonight. We got the Clippers -5 at the Lakers. The total on this one is a 230. What do you see happening here, Nick?
Actually, I really like this game, and right after we do this recording here, I might even make this an official client play. This actually opened at 232.5, and it's since come down to 230. And that means that people are betting the under, of course. But you know what? I really liked the over, even when on that opening line there. I think this one sets up to be a higher scoring game here finally. This is the third of 4 games between these two Pacific Division rivals, and so far the Clippers have taken the first 2 both straight up and against the spread. Both of these teams have been playing much better over the last month to 3 weeks. The Clippers, they're 25-24. The Lakers, they're 22-25. But Ali, the Pacific Division, it's wide open. Sacramento, it's 27-19. Sacramento leads. Then it's the Clippers, followed by Phoenix at 24-24. Golden State is 23-24, and then the Lakers are right behind. And so, but LA, the Lakers, they have won 3 of their last 4. They're off a 121-112 road win at Portland, 2 nights after holding on for the 122-121 win over Memphis. And so I don't think there's any reason not to think that the King and company can't keep the offense rolling here in this double revenge scenario. And for the Clippers, they're off back-to-back road wins, so they also have a ton of momentum right now. They beat San Antonio by a score of 131-126. They also won at Dallas by a score of 112-98. These two teams, they do typically play at different paces, but you know, I think that the Lakers are going to set the tone tonight. Both teams have been playing to several unders of late, but that's only because that these totals are normally just sky high. But I think that tonight's total is a few points lower than it should be, so I'm going with the over.
Yeah, that's very true. The Lakers' last 3 totals were 239, 244, 245. I mean, these are very, very high totals. Same with Clippers, and Clippers do trend to an under. That's a 222, 231, 230. So they're right around on par with that. But I like this. I like the over. We've got the revenge. We've got momentum coming off of both of these teams, and we've got something to play for in the Pacific Division. So I'm with you. We're going to take this over the 230 when the Clippers play the Lakers tonight. Everyone, don't forget, like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Power Hours on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room, and good luck to everybody out there today.